Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you another live paper crafting class, a bonus live on Friday morning. We are on February 7th, 2025, and I'm broadcasting at 10 a.m. Central Time. So a big hello to all of you. If you're a returning viewer, welcome. I adore you and appreciate you so much. If you're new to my channel, a big thank you to showing up and checking me out. And then thank you so much to my fans and supporting members on YouTube. I appreciate you. So we're going to get started. We have some alternate projects to share with you. Paper pumpkin kits are one of my most favorite beloved products that Stampin' Up! Carries. I love to do alternate projects with these kits. They've in the past few years entered into our product line, a new kit collection too called the Kits Collection. So also a big fan of that. I just love doing alternate projects with products that have already a choreographed type of step-by-step, right? And so I like to then push those step-by-steps out of the way and try something completely new. I try to add in just a little bit of product. Sometimes I add in a lot of extra product. But today I have two really cool projects for you. One is a really think outside the box kind of idea on a scrapbook page, and the other one is a fun fold card / treat holder. It's something I'm bringing back, but I'm making a different version of it. So I hope that you enjoy these ideas. I have two samples of the card / treat holder and then a page that we're going to finish together. When I took a picture for my blog post, which already went live, and that is in the description of my YouTube video right now, that particular page was not even stuck down. I just laid it out and took a picture of it. It may turn out different than that photo, who knows? But we are going to play around with those projects, and then I'm going to hurry through them because we have lots of other products to share with you, because Stampin' Up! Has released some new products for all of us, some kits. I have one of them. And then they also released some items to just the demonstrator base right now. If you're not a demonstrator, you can get the starter kit at a really cool deal right now and get in on the demonstrator side and do pre-order with us. Pre-order is basically demonstrators being, we are able to order things earlier than others. And then we can create with it, prepare our projects, classes, events, that sort of thing. And then we'll be ready by the time everyone else can create with it themselves. So I have for you some of those new online exclusives to share. So I hope that you sit back, enjoy, comment if you want to. We're not doing prize drawings today, but I would love it if you would chime in anyways, because it's so much fun. And then get some ideas, get some creative inspiration, and maybe make a wish list of what you might want to purchase when the new products roll around on March 4th for everybody. So on that note, let us welcome in Trisha Josephs and Lisa Marshall. Well, they're already in with us, but they are my moderators. I have Trisha Josephs on YouTube and Lisa Marshall on Facebook, and they are here to answer questions and help guide you in the right direction. I love creating with paper pumpkin kits, by the way. I've been creating with these kits since March of 2013 when the line first came into play in North America. And I have not missed a kit yet. On my website, let's just go there right now. How does that sound? Oops, wrong tab on my computer. Let me see if I can find it, because I did some changing around here. I think this is it. Okay, so on my tab on my computer screen, okay, here's my website, Stamp Your Art Out at stampyourartout.com. Did I say my email address instead? My website is stampyourartout.com, and when you are here, you can go to the Paper Pumpkin tab. When you go there, you can either sign up if you'd like to and be connected with me as your demonstrator so you can get all kinds of perks. You can click the Learn More tab, which I just did update. I have some things that were outdated in there, like links to old videos and stuff, but now that's updated. You can also learn about what I've posted in the past with older paper pumpkin posts. So for example, if you have a kit from 2013, you will find alternates that I've created with that kit by going to the older paper pumpkin posts. And then recent just basically shares any blog posts that I have, including this one, any that have videos, any without videos, but anything that I've created with paper pumpkin is hooked into all of those. So let's go back. Let's actually go to my desktop and take a peek at some product that I want to introduce to you. This is Marbled Elegance paper. So this is some paper that is purchasable in the online store. Anybody can get it right now. Really pretty stuff, and I have used it up. Like, there's a ton that was here. You get 12 sheets, two of each, 6 different kinds, and they're both double-sided. And I have really gone through them. I'm just going to go ahead and take one of these little pieces here. It's about 6 by 2. Yeah, I just cut it whatever size, as long as it's at least 5.5 inches long. And now we're going to take one of the kit card pieces. So let's just back up for a minute, because Rachel's getting ahead of herself because she's so excited to share. Okay, so this is what you would create with this particular kit. This is the January 2025 Hearts for You kit, which was available to subscribers, but currently is only is just in subscribers' hands. Unless you're an active subscriber now, you can activate an account, and then you can get what's called the refill kit. It doesn't have the stamps and ink, but it has everything else. So if you missed this kit, you can at least get the parts and pieces of it, the consumable parts, by getting in on the refill kit. That is the deal with Paper Pumpkin. You have to have an active subscription in order to get the kit for that month. So if you get turned on to the idea of Paper Pumpkin kits and you've never started them before, basically what you do is you activate an account by clicking on that sign up where I told you to go, and then you are going to have a kit shipped to you soon after the 10th of this month. So you have to have an active subscription by the 10th of the month, and then shortly afterwards is when Stampin' Up! Will process those subscriptions and send out the kits to all the subscribers. It's a surprise. It's always a surprise. And so we never know what we're getting, but rest assured, there's always alternate projects out there for those of you that maybe don't like the choreographed projects that are in there. So these are the 9 different cards, 3 of 3 different kinds that you can make with this kit. I'm taking parts and pieces of it and making something different. Okay, so I'm going to take this base, and this is a base that had these faint little hearts on it. You can see them there, tiny little hearts. They went with this card here because it was kind of like a little guide to show you where to place these punch-out pieces. These are the punch-out pieces, and they look like this, and you punch them out and lay them on. We're going to fold this inside out because I think those faint little hearts still have a really fun design. We're going to put them on the inside so that they don't kind of dictate where we're going with the creation of this card / treat holder. So we're making a card / treat holder. Now, I want those hearts to be showing in the right direction. I don't want them to be upside down when I open my card. So this is going to be the front of my card. I'm going to take some seal adhesive, and you do get adhesives in your kit. Every kit that you get has either dimensionals or glue dots or rolls of tear and tape adhesive. You have adhesive, but I like to pull in my seal because it's quick and easy. And I'm just going to run this seal adhesive along the top edge. Had to get it going. It's a new one here. The top edge, I'm just going to go throughout here just to kind of, actually I'll just go right down the middle, just to give it some adhesive all the way through. Now again, this piece is slightly bigger than the one that I needed, but that's okay. And thanks, Joan. She goes, I always start my paper pumpkins after you've shared your alternates. Thank you. I appreciate that. By the way, if you need more alternate project ideas, join the Paper Pumpkin on fan club. Join the Paper Fan Club on Facebook so that you can see lots of other project ideas. There's thousands of people there. I want to say 30-some plus thousand people. And they're sharing nonstop every day. It's an incredible group. You can also, if you're not on Facebook, go to Pinterest or do Google searches to find lots of different ideas too. I'm setting this on my grid paper so that I'm putting this strip about 1 inch down from the top of the card. And I know that it's 1 inch down because on my grid paper I have these little lines. Each one of these little squares is a 1/4 inch square. So I'm going 4 down and 4 down on this side. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to trim off that excess because we don't need that. And then we're going to do some cutting. So you'll need some tools if you're going to do alternates. Snips is a given. You need to have paper snips or scissors to work with these kits sometimes, like for cutting twine or things like that. But if you're going to do alternates, you're going to need a trimmer. You're going to need maybe extra cardstock, extra envelopes if you're going to cut into the beautiful envelopes that come with the kit. Okay, now we have our card base, and I'm going to keep it together And I'm going to cut, let's go here this way. Let's go this way. So I'm going to cut so that I have this edge a 1/2 inch in from the left side. So this is the bottom of the card. This is how it opens. I'm going to cut downward 1/2 inch in from the left edge. And I'm going in 2 3/8 inches. And I'm going to make sure that that's right. I'm going to look at my sample over here, because sometimes I create things way in advance, and this is one that I did. Okay, so you can't see the 2 3/8 inches because we have really, really dark reddish swirly paper under there. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper and kind of shove it in there so we can see better. Now you can see those markings on there. We're going to bring this blade down to the 2 3/8 inch mark, press it in place, and cut. So it's gone 1/2 inch this way and 2 3/8 inches in depth. Now we're going to come over, and I want to make sure I'm giving you the right measurements here. We're going to come over to almost 3 inches. We're going to the mark that is 2 7/8 inches. Now, on this note, I'm going to tell you that you can adjust this size depending on the container that you're going to put in this card to hold. Let me show you an old gift box in a card idea, or treat box in a card, gift box in a card. I got the idea originally from Becky Roberts. Some of you may remember her name. This is a fun card idea that you put onto a table setting, or you put onto somebody's desk at the office, or you set onto kids' desks or whatever, but it's a card that has a little cutout in it. Do you remember this set? Yes, I love this. And it has a little cutout in it that holds your treat. Now for this treat, I had a box that was 2 by 2 by 2, and I do have links for this card and for another version of this card in my blog post that's connected to this video. So when you're on YouTube and after we're done on Facebook, you can go to the description, click on that blog post, and you'll be able to see how to make this particular project. So it goes in here. So it's 2 inches wide by a little bit deep, maybe 1.5 inches. And then you just set it on your table and it holds. It stays upright. It's hard to show that to you in this particular type of setting here, but it holds. So I went and bought these little individual packets. There's like 2 in each of these. These are the Lindt Lindor Truffles. It's a 2-pack. And they're about 2 3/8 inches wide. So that's what I needed the measurement on. And that's why we're using that 2 3/8 inch mark. So 2 3/8 plus 1/2 inch is this amount. Between here and here is 2 3/8 inches. I need to move this back to the 2 3/8. We're going to push it down and we're going to cut. Okay, so now we have those cuts in there. Now I'm going to open it up because I'm going to do something different to this card that I didn't have on the other card. On this card, it was one full gap. There's nothing in between, right? Just cut it out. On this one, we're going to go a little bit different. So I'm going to slice between that mark and that mark. And the way that I've done it is I just look at the 2 3/8 inch mark here. And I slide my lines up like that. And I make sure that they're also showing down here, 2 3/8. So this score line is going to the 2 3/8 inch mark, and that should line up the endpoints of these cuts. And I'm just going to connect them. Just going to eyeball it, connect it like that. And if I have to, I can come back in and snip with my scissors. On this side, I'm not going to do that. On this side, I am going to score. I'm still going to use that mark. There's the mark, 2 3/8. There's the 2 3/8 down here. There we go. And as I slide up, I'm going to look to make sure, and it looks like it's nice and even, and then I'm going to score. So I'm going to use my blade, that is a gray blade on here, and score. The front one's scored, the back one's cut. And I pressed hard and multiple times because I want to make sure that it went through. Now we can take and fold this in, which is why we slathered this whole thing with adhesive, because we didn't want this part of it to come off. Now we're going to trim. So I'm going to open this up and trim. Some of you know what I'm doing already because you are creative. We're making a platform so that our treats can sit. Oops, let's close that up and seal it really tight. Hang on. We're going to use our bone folder and give it a good crease again. Okay, so what we're doing, if we just open it up slightly, we've got a little platform, and that's going to give it some more stabilization for our treat, which is going to sit like that. Because this treat holder it has gaps on the side. It's not like our other box. So it has a gap here and it has a gap here. And if you put it in there with just the hole, it tends to be a little less stable, okay? Because it's not being held on its side. That's why I added that extra platform in there. Now we're gonna take and open this whole thing up. We have a couple ink choices with this paper. On one card, I used Melon Mambo ink, a finished card that I have for you. On another one, I used Real Red, which is the color that comes with the ink in the kit, I believe. Let me look again. Real Red, yep, Real Red is the color of ink. I want to make sure I was telling you right, because you get ink in the full kit. We're going to open this up. So you can, if you get the refill kit, you can still get inks in the online store because we sell them separately. We're going to take a D-size block. And by the way, if you've never been a paper crafter with Stampin' Up stuff before, especially kits, where did my stamp set go? Then you, that's kind of crucial, Rachel. Stamps, hang on, they're on the table somewhere. Oh, here they are. Okay. It's kind of important that you have blocks to mount your stamps onto. So this is the sheet that you get with it, and then I just keep that sheet with it so I can read it better. But I'm going to pull out the Celebrate Love one, and I'll let that relax on my desk. And this is how the blocks work. You take and push down to pick it up, and because we let that relax beforehand, it's going to be nice and straight. It's not going to be curved. Although that is an advantage to photopolymer stamps. This is photopolymer because it's clear. You can take and turn them and curve them and stamp them so that they're kind of distorted and not as intended. So I'm going to use the Real Red ink. I'm going to pounce it up and down onto my ink pad. And I think I need to actually get some added ink to this because it seems to be on the dry side. But we're going to stamp that right here above the paper. And so it fits in that perfect little spot there, doesn't it? And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a strip of those hearts. Here they are. So remember these little hearts here? We're not going to waste them. We're going to use them. I think that they're really fun with a bit of dimension to them. So you get these dimensionals in the kit, and they are a slightly different size than the ones that you can buy in the online store. But if you run out, you have these mini dimensionals and you have regular dimensionals to use too. I'm going to go ahead and use the mini dimensionals. Actually, maybe I'll use both of them just to show you the difference here. So we've got mini dimensionals, we've got medium dimensionals. And then if you want to, you can take your other dimensionals, your tiny one or your bigger ones like this. Let's say you ran out of either size, you can take and cut them. You know, you can cut dimensionals down so that they are smaller little pieces. So here we have 1/4 of a dimensional, and that's kind of the same size as this mini dimensional. So you have options. Just take a piece here. And then because this won't stretch all the way across our full card, we're gonna need an extra heart. And I did have some cut from another project, so I'm just going to grab this piece here. This piece is from our scrapbook page that you're going to see later on, but you can take and cut off one of them. Let's peel off the backings. So there's little like release paper on these. So you can see any size dimensional will work just because you're going to hide it anyways. It's going to go away. Then we will line this up, and again with the grid paper, you can use that as a guide, or you can eyeball it, but the guide from you know, looking at those lines on there really, really helps. So I've stuck those hearts down. We're gonna trim right through here, peel that backing off, and there will be a connecting point here, but as long as, you know, you get it pretty even, it's not gonna be too noticeable. And we will add that in place carefully, Rachel. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm going to trim off because I knew that it was going to go a little bit beyond with all of them on there. So I made them each go beyond on the ends. That is really the finished project. It sits like this. It has the candy inside like that. And they're not like super stable but, card holder or treat holders, but they are pretty darn cool. Okay, so there's that. And then here are some other versions. This is the more pink version where I use the Melon Mambo ink. Same style, same layout, same look, right? And for that one, I used this pink Lindor Lindt chocolates. And then I made another one that was a little bit more on the fancy side using the red card base that comes in the kit. I stamped this on one of the banners that comes in the kit to pop up with dimensionals. The twine, baker's twine in red comes in the kit, and you can roll up one of the glue dots, like one of the kit glue dots, and stick that on, or use regular glue dots, or even like multi-purpose liquid glue. So you stick that on, and then for the hearts here, you can see I have 2 rows because I really wanted them to look super dimensional within themselves. So I thought that would be a fun look to add an extra row flat and an extra row on top. So that is one project, and actually 3 card ideas instead of just 2, like I said I was going to do. So yay, you're getting 4 ideas from this. Okay, next one. The next one I'm going to pull in is a page, and I have to go and grab it. It's behind me. For this one, we're going to bring in one of my favorite stamp sets. Da, 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 da. Layering Leaves is a stamp set that I helped to design with Stampin' Up artists because I achieved $1 million in sales a few years back. And so when a demonstrator gets to do that, they get to help create and design a stamp set. Well, not create it, but help design it. So this is the one that I had a say in. I was super excited that we could combine it with this punch because there were going to be issues with how thin these little lines are in here, but it worked. It worked, you guys. And so I'll be using the Layering Leaves, the bow punch that coordinates with it. I'm also bringing in these dies. Okay, now we're making it expensive. Well, not really, because during Celebration, which is happening right now through the month of February, or well, January and February, you can get freebies with $60 purchases or more. They've just added some new stuff, and one of them is this whole entire set of dies, which has like a over $40 value in the US, and they're giving it to you for free with a $60 order. So if you place a $60 order right now through the end of February, or while supplies last, I should say, because I have a feeling these are going to go fast, you can get in on the classic letter dies. I think that's what they're called. Oh, sorry, wrong word, because that's another thing. That's a stamp set, I think. Alphabet a la mode is what they're called. Alphabet a la mode. I took letters from here, and look at, you get doubles. You get double S's, double R's, double N's, double A's. So that's great for when you want to die cut a whole bunch of words out at once. And I took and die cut the word sweet. So S-W-E-E, and there's 2 E's, yay. And then there was a T over there. Plus you get numbers in here. You get some of these little doodads to help with other languages. So let's bring in the green paper. And we're going to start with that. This is what I cut using my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We do have mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. This is my big one, my big boss versus the mini boss. So yes, this is one of those projects where there's a little bit more investment in it, but so awesome. And notice the E is backwards. That's totally fine because you're going to flip them around after they're cut out. All right, then we've got these guys. I made a little cluster of leaves from a branch of leaves, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to take our Layering Leaves set, and this one is well loved. I need to throw it away and get a replacement set. So here is my Layering Leaves solid leaf that looks like this one here. Press it down to pick it up. Let me grab my trimmer, and we're just going to go ahead and trim off 1 1/4 inches from this side. You can grab it from scraps or whatever, but you need 1 1/4 inch high cardstock in order to get, make use of this trick the best. 1¼ inches. We're gonna bring in another ink color, and that ink color is Garden Green, which coordinates with the cardstock. It's the same color as the cardstock. We're gonna ink our stamp up and down, just little light taps to get the green ink on there. And then we're gonna stamp it onto our strip. And when we stamp it onto our strip, you're gonna angle it so that it fits in that space right there. Press it down. Then you can take your punch and you can line it up. We're upside down with our punch. We're connecting the bottom and the top end of our leaf. And notice this part of the punch is not even doing any damage to the paper. Maybe just a notch right there. So you can do that again, and you can get tons of the larger leaf without having to waste paper by punching the smaller little leaf thing too. Okay, so then on this side, you're gonna hold it. And if you have a long enough strip like this one's like maybe 4 inches or longer. If you have a long enough strip, you can hold it on one side as you punch. If your piece is only like this long, you're gonna have trouble. You have to pull in the Post-it notes. Just grab a long enough strip to make it work, okay? And thank you, yes, Trisha, thanks for the reminders. She's asking people to give thumbs up, subscribe, like, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so we have our punched out leaves, and we didn't necessarily have to stamp them, but I think it adds a little bit more. So if you need to save on money and you just need some leaves, you can get the bow punched and wait on this lovely set, because that's all we used from it for this page. Okay, now let's set that over here. I'm gonna bring in another color, and that is from a Regal's set of markers. So we sell Stampin' Write markers. They're water-based markers, and they work just like ink pads, where you can brush using the brush end on the back of your stamps and stamp with them. It takes a little bit longer, but it works. But you can also color with them, you can write with them. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the writing end or the bullet tip of my Cherry Cobbler color. So this is in the Regals. And I'm just doing little tiny raindrop-ish looking dashes going from the top to the bottom. And I'm not going necessarily all the way because I want them to kind of even out and get flatter as they come down. And you can do dashes, you can do dots, you can, however you want to make it work, just as long as you're adding kind of a textured little look to what you're doing here. And you're going to do that throughout the entire heart. You can do that to the mini hearts too. I did not, I just did it to my main heart. And then with these guys, let's come back to that because I forgot to show you this. I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to snip right here above that third to the bottom leaf. Okay, so I'm separating the top and the bottom. Then I'm taking off this bottom leaf by cutting straight along the stem. I'm going to attach this using my multi-purpose liquid glue, which I've transferred into my little precision tip bottle here. So I'm going to take off the dried glue on the top, and I'm going to add a little bit of it right here. That was maybe a little too much. And I have glue on my finger. Okay, so now we have that in there, and I'm going to weave this in and out. I'm going to bring it in like this. I think this is how I did it. Oh, Rachel, try to remember. Oh, I stuck it behind, and I wove that one from the back to the front, and then I brought these around and hugged like that. So that's how I made that little grouping. Okay, and it'll bend some of the leaves around, but you have your little grouping of leaves there. And then this one, because I felt like that side was a little not as full, I put more glue on the end here. And so I'm doing like stamp image surgery, and I stuck it down behind like that. So that's how I got that grouping that looks like this. You can also take and trim off some of these extra leaves on another one. So I can take and cut out little tiny ones, maybe bigger ones, but I'll show you now what I did with that. I put together a strawberry. Yay! So I stuck this down like that. So this little stick goes back here, and I just grabbed some tear and tape adhesive and stuck it behind to give that little cluster of goodness up on top, the little leaves up on top. And then on another piece, I stuck a couple big leaves and a couple small leaves. So let me show you what I did with that. This comes from this piece here. I trimmed it at the spot right above that cutout heart. I will cut that for you right now with my trimmer and show you the exact steps. So I laid this in my trimmer. In fact, I think I even punched out this heart so I could see it in the channel, right? So I laid it in there like that, made sure that it was beyond, and I trimmed. And that's how I got that out of there. And then this smaller piece was next. Cut that next. So I got rid of the pale pink heart because I didn't want to have to deal with turning that into some kind of rotten strawberry or unripe strawberry, I guess is what it would be. And that kind of brings you to this 3.5 inch mark, just so you know. I guess I should have looked at the trimmer. I think it's just under. So we're going to trim that off. And it's okay if it's not exact measurements. But now we have that look. We're going to cover this and we're going to cover that. We stuck on those little leaves, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. We're keeping that. We're not using that. Okay, next. The next element that I did was I took this heart and I trimmed it up so that I could remove 3 beautiful branches from there. I know a lot of fussy cutting on that, but to me it was well worth it because when you get paper pumpkin kits, you might not have tons of extra supplies. Make the most of these kits, you guys. Use up pieces and think outside the box. Turn hearts into strawberries. Turn hearts into, oh gosh, little doggy heads, or cut in half, you know, little tiny mice crawling across the floor. I've even turned them into bathing suits. So, you know, you can do lots of things with hearts. It's crazy. So I took and I cut those branches out of here by just going carefully in and out and in and around. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one comes from here. So you can see how I removed the pieces in and around it. Okay, so that's done. I also took 2 of these and laid them next to each other. So you can do that upside down and you can, let's put it against something dark so you can see better here. This is a silicone sheet. We're just gonna put those right up against each other like that. I slathered adhesive on here and I stuck it down to connect those. So this was acting as like a reinforcement piece. So now I have 2 of these together and I stuck my letters on it. And the way that I stuck my letters on it was I took a sponge and I took this silicone sheet, squeezed out some glue on here, grabbed the ink, or I'm sorry, the glue with the sponge, flipped the letter over, sponged the adhesive on the back side and stuck it down. You can get adhesive sheets before you die cut, lay the adhesive sheet on there and cut it out. But I really love this technique better. It's just what I'm used to. And then, you know, I don't know. It makes me feel more in control. So there we have our suite on our layer. And I've put dimensionals on the back side of this and on the back side of this because we're going to put some things together now. Let's take and move these out of the way. One last thing that I want to tell you about is that I used envelopes. And you could use the envelopes as is, just fold the flap down, lick it, stick it shut, and then put a 4 1/8 by 5 1/2 inch piece of cardstock over the top to get rid of this label, or you could just leave it that way. Let's pull in the page. Okay, this is our partially finished page. And I'm peeling this up because I have temporary adhesive on the back side. That is this stuff. It's called Hermit Transfer. And by the way, if I'm listing anything out that is non-Stampin' Up product, you can typically find it in my favorite extras on my website. You just go to stampyourartout.com, go to shop, and then you'll find my favorite extras. And you can find links to purchasing these. The only thing I think I didn't link is the Lindt Lindor chocolates. So yeah, temporary adhesive is on the back side, so I could lift that off and show you what it looks like without them. Let's just pull those off for now. I've taken my Granny Apple Green cardstock. So this is Granny Apple Green 2-tone cardstock. I have a 12 by 12 piece and I have a 6 by 12 piece, and then I've torn it. And when you get that paper, you get both shades. You get the dark side and the light side. And you can see by tearing along the dark side or tearing along the light side that it has a white core. This is amazing paper. You can't buy this color singly right now as I'm doing this live, but you can get it in the Reindeer Memories or the Halloween Memories two-tone cardstock pack. It has like multiple colors. You'll want to invest in papers like that if you are a scrapbooker or card maker, just because two-tone cardstock is amazing. And I hear that Stampin' Up! Is going to be releasing this line in all of our Stampin' Up! Colors soon, so you might as well just go ahead and stock up using a variety pack. Okay, so I've torn that. I've stuck my 6 by 12 piece down here, which is now a little bit shorter. And so I rotated this one up high and these two horizontal. So I've got a portrait and a landscape. I've made these about 1/2 inch from the bottom and then evenly adjusted from each other along the bottom here. I've made it so that I could fit my hearts on dimensionals between them. And my second set of hearts is actually shorter than my first. I'll show you that in a minute. And by the way, Trisha and Lisa, if you need to leave early or leave whenever, you can, because I have a feeling I might go over. My plan was to get these things done by within 30 minutes so I could show new products for the last half hour, but it may not happen. We may go over the hour. So now I've cut off right at that spot. That's halfway down one of the hearts, and it actually has 1.5 hearts cut off. Remember those other hearts that we used on the card? That's where I got that from, was the 1.5 hearts. And there's my, oops, there is my half one here. And we're gonna lay that down like that so that they're about the same distance from the top of these two envelopes. Next, I'm gonna put this piece down, and I'm just gonna put that down flat with regular adhesive, but I'm not gonna like slather the whole back because I wanna be able to tuck some things underneath it. So I'm gonna stick that down in this spot, kind of even with the bottom of this envelope. All right. This is about 1/4 inch from the top, by the way, and this is about 1/2 inch. If you're gonna have a difference between your edges, top should be shorter, bottom should be bigger if you're gonna, have any kind of difference. Now we have this lovely strawberry, and I am going to attach it with 3 dimensionals, and I'm leaving the backing on my tear and tape. I'm just using it as regular tape this way to hold the stems down. So don't remove that. And then I'm just gonna angle it in so it looks like it's next to these 2 other strawberries. I've got a medium and a small one, and there's my big one. And that's the star of the show, which is why it has the little speckles all over it, right? And then we've got this piece. We're going to peel off the backings here. And that can get placed right in this spot here, which covers up that heart. Look at that. We're covering up that little heart, that pink heart that was down here with our title. These guys can come in as little accent pieces. In fact, let's just demonstrate putting multi-purpose liquid glue on the silicone sheet and sponging to add glue. So I'm going to stick that down here, add a little bit of glue in the tip area, peel this up a little bit. Remember I said not to tack it down all the way, and then that can get stuck down like that. We have 2 more. There they are. Sometimes I'm blind and it's right in front of me. They call that refrigerator blindness, right? And we're going to put glue down on the bottom. I'm not putting glue at the top because sometimes I think it's fun to have that little shadow there, even if you're going to have the page protected. There is this lift here. There's times where you can still see that gap, and I think it's kind of fun. So I don't always adhere my leaves, especially my leaves, down all the way. And then this one, and notice as I'm putting the glue on the back side of these pieces that I'm moving down, 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 because this area already has glue on it. And I do not want to set my leaf in the same spot that I had it before. Lift that up and stick that down like that. It's similar to what I had photographed on the blog post. And if you want to, there is actually a leaf stamp that comes with this kit. this one here. So you could, you know, add in Granny Apple Green ink, and you could do a couple more little leaves here and there, kind of flitting and floating around. You could also take the embellishments, like the twine and these little heart stickers. You could add some, you know, I don't know, maybe a ribbon onto the heart, or these little guys along these little tiny hearts here. So play around with it. Also notice that if you really don't like these things sticking there, even though they're going to get covered with photos, you could take and cover them up and just add an extra layer. Do you also see I didn't have dimensionals under this part here because I want to be able to tuck my photo. So be smart where you're putting your dimensionals and adhesives. So yeah, that is basically the look that I photographed and added to my blog post. So if you're interested in coming back to that blog post, you can take a peek at the finished photos. And of course I have these cards in there as well. Not all of them. I just have these two. And then we made this one. So lots of fun ideas using the paper pumpkin kit. I hope that you enjoyed those. Refrigerator blindness. Have you heard that before, Yvonne? So basically, you know, your kids or husband, they go to the refrigerator. They're like, where are the eggs? Look straight ahead. Look straight ahead. And they still can't see it. And then you go over there and you just grab it. What's right in front of them. We joke about that a lot in our house. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those. I know that, you know, I didn't make like 7 million like I normally do, but I wanted to take some time and show you some new products. Some new products. So we are going to just kind of push some stuff aside here so we have lots of room, and we're going to bring in some newness, okay? And again, Trisha and Lisa, if you have to go, we have appreciated you chiming in with your helpful information and answering questions. If there are questions as we're sharing products, I will just remember to shout out at the end of this share time, are there any questions? And then people can tell them to me then. We're going to start with a kit. There's a new kit, you guys. This is the new kit, well, one of the 2 new kits, and it just released for everybody, so you can purchase this now if you want to. This is called the So Much to Celebrate kit. It is choreographed like most kits, but it comes with supplies to make 9 cards, 3 of each, and you can see that there's some foiling on there. There's some dimension to it. You can see shadows. You can even see these tiny little cute ladybugs in there. We've got slimline cards, and we've got regular size cards here. Directions, just like with the paper pumpkin kit, are visual. They guide you through. You might have numbers in there, but there are no words. It's really easy to follow kits from Stampin' Up, even if you are not familiar with the language. Now we're going to pull out the supplies, which I've already taken out of the cellophane bag that they're wrapped in when they come. And we're going to take a peek at this. Here are the ladybugs. Here, let's just zoom in. So the ladybugs are like spongy. They're like little foam stickers. They're so cute. And then you have your adhesives. These are glue dots. You have your dimensionals in there. See, there's dimensionals, little mini dimensionals back behind there. We have envelopes. We have slimline envelopes. Oh, I guess we had, oh, now I have to look at that sheet again. Oh, these are not slimline cards. I thought they were. I was looking at that part. These are regular size, and slimline. So you have 3 slimline and 6 regular. And you can see there's a little bit of decoration on the envelopes. They're colored except for the inside is white. And then on this side, there are more stripes. So there's envelopes from that kit. Oh, look at this. There are no stamps that come in this kit. This one is a $14 one in the US, so it's a little less pricey than other kits because you are not getting stamps and ink. You are getting pre-cut words on labels ready to go. So you have your best wishes, you have your congratulations, and of course they're in different languages. And then let's see, do we have another one? Yep, here's the other one, and that one's foiled, and there's another congratulations. So this is like a congratulatory kit. You can use all the words if you want to. If you know people that can read them in different languages, you can use them on all different kinds of cards. Or you can just choose the one that's in the language of your choice. Thank you, Bonnie. Here we have card bases for that kit. So the card bases come with some pre-printed designs on them, ready to go, and then you just fill in the parts and pieces. They are white on the inside. Here are the parts and pieces for the cards. And because you do 3 of 3 different cards, each of these is for one set. So we'll just set that one aside and we'll pop these out so you can see. This goes on one card. This is probably parts and pieces for another. I don't know yet. I have to look at the directions, but look at that. This is kind of like an array of goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at all of these pieces. We could not just double, triple, or quadruple the kit. We might be able to, like, I don't know what the bigger words are called. Look at that. Quintuple. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is amazing, all the little floral elements that you have for one set of 3 cards. Fun, fun, fun. So check that out. The other card is called Heirloom Arrangements, and it is less choreographed. It's actually a new style kit that they're bringing in that's kind of like a bunch of ephemera. So check out the new kits in the kits collection. Again, those are available now. So, all right, now I'm going to bring in one of the new suites that will be available come March 4th, okay? So March 4th, and I'm going to pull something out of the way so I can see comments rolling through. So on March 4th, everybody and anybody, and right now, demonstrators only, can pre-order some products from this, this garden. It's called Lovely Garden Suite. You can buy them in parts and pieces, or you can get the whole suite together. I opted for this one to get the whole suite together. It has a stamp set, and the stamps are actually quite large compared to what they look like on the front cover. It's photopolymer, as you can see. You have lots of different sentiments here, and fonts, different fonts. You have insides for your flowers to accent them and make them stronger. You have a couple leaf images and a couple full floral images, and those coordinate with the frame type dies that come in the set. So you have your full flowers, you have kind of accent pieces. These two here are bigger, but they would then take and cut out this one and like a cluster of maybe these. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 little leaves that go with those 2 leaf images. So you can stamp them multiple times and then cut a whole bunch at once. You've also got your, what my upline calls standalone dies, your detailed dies. These come and do their own thing. They don't coordinate with an image in the set, but you can take and make full accent images by adding them into your projects. Both of these are called Thankful Garden. One is a die set, one is a stamp set, and you also have your Thankful Garden decorative masks. So your masks, dun, 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 you have 2 of them for 2 sets of leaves. Okay, so you're going to take and use your blending brush, get the color down, then put this one in the same place you had the other one, and use your blending brush and deepen the color in the detailed areas. So check those out. We'll have to play around with them. I have not done a masking type of project in a long time. Maybe that's what I need to do next. All right, then we have our embellishments. And here you can see there are 3 different sizes of these starburst kind of looking things. What are they called? Starburst sequins in, I believe that's crushed curry and Highland heather and white. Let's look at the colors that coordinate with this. Crushed curry is the yellow. Fresh freesia, sorry, is the purple. And then we have white. Also in this pack, basic black, blueberry bushel, garden green, and melon mambo. So let's take a peek at those papers, which I pulled open from this side. Okay, and we're gonna keep this. I always cut my embellishments from the side now. Love doing it this way because I can slide them back in, stick them protected into my embellishment holder. Oh, and then this, you got to check this out. This is Fresh Freesia Faux Velvet Trim. Look at that. Is that pretty? Faux velvet ribbon. It's like 1/8 of an inch wide, and it's soft. You would use that like as an accent. Probably not tie bows with it. It's pretty thick. We have the gorgeous papers. And my upline, Susan Camfield, she was doing a live with our team last night showing this paper, and she did not discover that the dies would work with these, which you might think they would, but they don't when she played around with them. We have like a garden green grid. We have pretty yellow roses on this side. It could work with Daffodil Delight too. I can see some Daffodil Delight in there, but the darker portion of that yellow is crushed curry, definitely. Here we have some leaves. I wonder, not that you want to, but let's just take a peek at this one. I don't know if you'd want to do that. That's a lot of leaves. Yeah, they probably don't go. I'm looking and I don't see one immediately that stands out that looks like it coordinates. Okay, never mind. Wishful thinking. We have these beautiful fresh freesia flowers. Flip side are dots, kind of random dots. Then we have this gorgeous paper, garden green on garden green, kind of that two-tone effect. And then on the back side, we have fresh freesia. On this side, we have humongous flowers, bigger than the stamp images, with a dark background. And then we have these loose lines going both directions, kind of cross-hatching. And then we have these beautiful flowers that are yellowish, but kind of on the pale yellow side, very pale yellow, almost white on garden green background. And then we have stripes. These are white stripes on a black background. So that is what you get in that suite. I got a portion of another suite, and that is the suite called On the Go. Let's just pull this out for now, get that ready. So for On the Go, I did not get the stamps. I did not get the embellishments, but I did get the boxes, the dies, and the paper. Let's check out the dies. Look how cute those are. We have little tiny keys, we have locks, we have tags, we have hearts. Then for the boxes, we have what are called suitcase boxes. So I'm going to pull one of them out, and we're just going to fold in on all of these score marks. There is an area that you punch out right here. You're going to punch that out. That part's going to go into that punch out part. That's the only one that you fold back in the other direction. Now you're going to take these two first. No, wait, these two first. These two tabs first. So let's crank that back for a minute, because that's actually going to, that one's going to score back and forth, okay? That fold right here. Then you're going to take and bring this over the top of those tabs. You're going to stick them down into that little spot there, because there's a tiny little edge there that helps connect. Kind of like the paper pumpkin boxes, right? And then you can take and bring these tabs all in together. Oops, this would have to go on the outside, I think. Does that go on the outside? I'm going to have to take a peek. But that goes through. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So this goes on the inside. These stay on the outside, I think. I don't know. Oh, no, Rachel, you're not doing this right. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Does that go like this? Oh my gosh, I thought I had this down, you guys. I really did. I might have to take a peek at directions on how to put this together. Well, that's embarrassing, but my goal is to make a cute little suitcase box with this tiny little key on the outside. I'll have to check that out. Oh my goodness sakes, does this go through? Does that, oh, maybe I did it. No, I didn't do it backwards, because this is the way it goes. Rachel, Rachel. Okay, well, I will come back to you. I have another project to show you now. Oh my goodness. Well, good thing we don't have anything glued down. We can take it back apart and play around with it later. We know that this comes out. I'm determined. There's a score line here. There's a score line here. Does it go like that? Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it connects in this way. That's it. That's it. Did you see that? Okay, so this gets put down here as this comes together and goes over the top. I feel like these should be on the inside though, don't you? Yeah, anyways. That's what I'm figuring out. Maybe. No, yeah, we'll figure it out. Joan, did you get these boxes already too? Or are you just saying that this is like something that's happened to you? Every demo I've seen has struggled with this. Okay, because I have a mathematic brain here, but, and this is the side that would be the inside the box, because you can tell the difference. Okay, bye Trisha and Lisa, because we spent a whole bunch of time on that. I have a feeling you two have to go. Here are the fun papers that come with that. And I do want to tell you that one of my team members, Joanne Pollock, pointed out that strawberry slush. Do you remember that? It's coming back. Azure Afternoon, Basic Black, Crushed Curry, Pumpkin Pie, Shy Shamrock. Here we have the fun little road signs and images of travel. Backside is a fun kind of plaid look or something. And then we have tags galore, little luggage tags. On the back side, we have little markers. They're like tiny little road map markers all stuck in a row. We have keys with tags. And on the back side, we have kind of a wavy look with our Shy Shamrock color. Here is one that creates its own cards ready to go. So you can take and put them onto card fronts or scrapbook pages. Instant. And then on the back side, we have kind of like little dash marks. And then we have luggage. There's our luggage that is together. And on the back side, we have more Shy Shamrock. And here we have tags, lots of tags ready to punch out and put on projects. And then it looks like the aerial view of, say, maybe a town, parking lot, stores, sidewalks. I don't know. Kind of fun. That would totally be up my alley if I was 13 years old again, because I loved maps when I was that old. The next packet of products, we have our partial suite products, and they come from the suite called Botanical Textures. So if you haven't noticed, I'm looking on the backs of the papers to find the names of the suites. That is a great way to find the names of the suites. They have basically done that with pretty much every suite. They've named their paper pack after the suite, but then everything else has a different name. The textured notes have textured notes dies and textured notes stamp set. They tend to be named the same to coordinate with each other. But this set of dies is really unique. You can do this one separately from this set. It doesn't necessarily have to be connected to this suite or this stamp set, right? Because there's no frame that will punch or die cut these images. It is a standalone die set that I hope that they continue to carry for a long time, because it is really fun. Susan took and die cut a few of these last night, cut out a few of them with the die cutting machine, and amazing, amazing results. I'm gonna go ahead and well, first let's just zoom in so you can see. You can see that there's like a little pattern, and two of the dies will have the same pattern. These two, this one really is more of a standalone. Then we've got this one, which is kind of a standalone. And then we've got these little dash ones here. They kind of look the same. So let's take and do this one. And that's really strong tape. Kind of have to peel back the paper in order to get the dies to come off. So there's a die I want to cut. And let's cut this one too. Okay. There we have two dies that I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to demonstrate them for you. The stamp set is a cling stamp set. So it's the red rubber, red orangey rubber. And that's how that will work, because you have really fine details in there. You have, it's like a distinctive stamp set where you have the darks and the lights because of the tiny amounts of dots that are on these images to make them look photoreal or light and dark, kind of that back and forth look. Very fun. Let's take a look at the papers and then we'll do some cutting. So leaves galore. Ooh, that's big. Leaves galore. I am totally in love with this set of papers. First of all, it's black and white and gray, and so you have the ability to add your own coloring to them. We have a back side and a front side to each, as always. More leaves. Oops, where's the second sheet? There we go. Thanks, Trisha. And then we have this paper, more leaves, kind of the opposite of this one, right? I'm going to set them over here because they're falling down over there. There's the back side of that, which is kind of the opposite of that, right? And then we have this one, which is very similar to the leaf image in the stamp set. This reminds me of my stamp set. And I was telling Susan as we were sharing, just chatting during her live, I said, to me, it looked like the tops of baby bird heads. I don't know why, but it looked like I was looking down into a nest and I was seeing these fuzzy little heads all kind of snuggled together with each other. I think because this one here stood out to me. It looked like a beak. I don't know. It's the bird head paper. And then we have this one. Oh, so pretty. And the back side of that, which looks opposite of the back side of that first one we saw. And then we have this paper, which is kind of like a similar style to that design. Some speckles in there and everything. Very fun. Okay, let's get the machine out. Let's get the cardstock out. Let's just do a little bit of die cutting. Okay, we're going to bring in the platform number 1, the adapting plate, die adapter plate number 2, cutting plate number 3, which is my scratchier one, my paper, my cardstock, and I've got some dies. And when I put in dies that have straight edges, I like to either angle the paper or angle the die. You don't want to have a flat edge go directly in, or you're going to have to jump a bump. Oops, can you guys see? You're going to have to jump a bump. Okay, so there we go. And it will work, but it's just better if you can angle in. In fact, a good friend of mine, after she bought a die set years ago, she messaged me saying, I don't think this die set works. And it was basically because she couldn't get over that one first bump. She just had to angle it. So if you're having trouble with a die, it might be for that reason. It is black and white paper, Coco, but there's little shades of gray in there too, obviously, like light black. Okay, so here we go. Beautiness, look at those, you guys. Look at the fun texture that you see along those edges of those dies. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, you can see why I would wish that these would continue on for a long time. I hope that they stay available forever. All right, we have more. I have one stack left. I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to bring in this stack. I didn't get the stamp set that goes with this, but this is called Framed Scenes Dies. The stamp set's called that as well. And you can see that you get a wood texture kind of look here. Okay, so, and it does not actually cut along the edges. It just puts an impression into your paper to give a wood look. We've also got, and I'm going to start on the outside, that'll be easier, a frame that will cut both the inside and the outside to make an actual wood looking frame. And then we have these adorable, true little ovals, which I think we need. I think we need ovals. Those are like something that is missing in our products, is a bunch of good ovals. So I'm excited about that. Speaking of some ovally kind of shapes, we have a tree that has a hole in it. And it's made for this Peekaboo Forest Bundle. Is this adorable, you guys? Oh my goodness sakes. We have our tree base, which you can cut out here. We have our hole, which you can cut out. We have some leaves. We have standalone dies or detailed dies, which give you the look of like solid leaves. We have these characters here, and you can stamp them and then you can cut them out and stick them in the hole of your tree because they have a little divot down here, which will allow you to tuck through that hole. We have a cardinal or a woodpecker. That's a woodpecker, sorry. We have a branch. And then we have this die, which will go along the edge of the leaf ground. So cute, so stinking cute. So excited about that one. Pattern of friendship. Thanks for being the best. Bestie, happy birthday. Thinking of you brings smiles to my face. Let's keep in touch. You bring so much joy and laughter into my life. Friends are the family you choose for yourself. It's a friendship stamp set that coordinates with a die that is another standalone die. This die does not necessarily have to go with this set. It's a really cool background die though. It creates tiny dots along your paper. So if we take and bring these together with our die cutting machine, let's slide this way. This time I'm going to put my clear plate on the bottom. I'm going to flip my die this way, and I am going to try to angle slightly, just a bit. It's a huge die, but it has all of those little straight lines on it. Okay, now let's see if we can send it through. And what it's doing is it's not cutting pieces apart from it. It is imprinting into it. Do you see that? Look at that. You can feel the back side. The front side stays smooth, but it has this pierced look all the way through. So that's a fun one that everybody should have. Like, it's super cool, right? So that goes with the Pattern of Friendship bundle. All right, next and last is the Fancy Borders bundle. So this stamp set has some really fun, whimsical, beautiful fonts, special delivery sent with love to from, just because, a little hello with a lot of love. And then there's some imagery in here. And then there's this border die, and this border die here actually coordinates with this die in the set. I know right now it looks super huge, but if we open it up and we place these next to each other, look at that. It cuts right along. I think it does. Let me look here. Is this the back side? That's the, oh, maybe it doesn't. We were thinking that it did last night. Oh, it kind of does. Yeah, I guess it does. It's supposed to cut along there to give you that framed look. Well, we'll have to play around with that one too. I think it fits right in that little space there. So that is the border die. I mean, what else would it go with, right? And then you have these fun little scoops, like scallop looks. You could have it go this way, so your cut is going that way, or you could have it cut up or to the side, whatever. These are dies that will cut holes into your paper, so there's nothing on the edges. It's similar to, you know, like there was another one over there that I thought I showed you. Well, anyways, you're going to cut a hole into it, so you're not having the negative be the outside. You're having the negative be the inside. That's the part that's going away. All of these little leaves will fall away. The branch part will fall away. You have this fun, cute look here. Hearts and little dots that would do the same thing as a leaf. And then we have kind of a little parentheses look here. So really, really cool dies. Excited to play around with these and see what we can create with that set. Fancy Borders dies and stamp set. Cool stuff, right? That's it. That's what I got. What's happening, Rachel? Well, I am celebrating my 25th anniversary with Stampin' Up, and we have a special going on right now. I don't even have a sample of them in front of me, do I? Oh, yes, I do. So if you are a fan of silver, because silver is the deal that happens that you purchase with gifts on the 25th anniversary. If you like silver and you like rhinestones, you'll want to make a purchase through me now through tomorrow. February 1st through tomorrow, I am gifting a little sampler of rhinestones when I send my thank you cards. So you can purchase from me, and mid to late month in February, I will be sending those out with my thank you cards. Okay, so you get a little sampler. If you decide to place a $300 order or more, what's great about that is that a $300 anyways during celebration, so now between now and the end of February, earns you an extra 30 in free Stampin' Rewards. So you not only have like, I think it's 36 at that level, but you have another 30. So you got like lots more in free stuff, almost double in free stuff, just for placing a $300 order during celebration. But on top of it, you're going to get the rhinestones from me, and the more you order, the more rhinestones you get. And then you're also going to get 2 extra loyalty points. I just want to put that plug in there because some of you may not have heard it yet, even though I've sent it out in my newsletter, I've posted it on my blog, and I've talked about it on social media and stuff. So make sure that you get your order in. Now, if you're a demonstrator, order from yourself, keep yourself active. If you order from another demonstrator, give them the love, order from them. This is just an extra special time because of my 25th anniversary. Normally I don't do this type of thing. It's just on those random celebratory times. I did something on my 20th anniversary too. I think it was gold or something, but yeah. So I hope that you enjoy that little perk. And what else is happening right now? Talked about celebration, talked about new stuff. I'm going to be doing a show and share video on February 21st. And so if you are interested in seeing your card being shared out there online, then you'll want to send in cards to me. I do keep them. Thank you so much. But you can have a chance to show off your card. You don't even have to have a reason to send me one. You could send like, maybe you made a Happy Father's Day card that you want to show off, or maybe so if you have an extra card laying around that you'd like to have presented in the show and share, I'm doing another show and share on February 21st. I think that's it. I think I shared all my announcements. Thank you, Pammy Lou. Oh, you guys are so great. Thank you for your sweet words. All right. Well, on that note, I appreciate you tuning into my video. If you're interested in paper pumpkin kits, remember there are links in my description of my video. Always check out the links in the description of the video. I appreciate thumbs up. I appreciate all those kind of good things. The next video that I'll be doing is next Wednesday. And I actually don't know what I'm doing yet. I have a question mark next to the word scrapbooking because I'm not sure if I'm going to have a page ready by then. And I'm not sure what I'm doing on the 14th, but February 12th and 14th are my next 2 lives. I hope that you can tune in. If you do subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will get notifications if you turn your notifications on. You have to turn your notifications on to make sure that you get emails for when I will be going live. You can also just visit my YouTube channel from now, every now and then, and you can see if there's an upcoming live happening. I want you to visit my blog post today. One more plug, we have a blog hop going on. So if you are a fan of paper pumpkin kits, like I am, or maybe a little bit like I am, you'll still want to tune into the blog hop. You go to the blog post, again, the link is in the description of the video, and when you're on my blog post, you scroll down to the bottom and you'll be able to see a list of other names of demonstrators. Those demonstrators are also participating in creating alternate projects with the same kit I just shared today. And if you click on their names, it will take you to their blog post where you can see what they've created. So it's a really great time to tune in, to check out what's going on online, because we're all being creative with this kit right now, and I hope that you enjoyed those ideas. All right, you guys, we will see you on the next live, hopefully. Thanks so much. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.